Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bastion Strike Force, the Imperial Fist Warhammer 40,000 Christmas box from Games Workshop. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for daily reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, warcry, and Horse Heresy as well. So today we've got the Bastion Strike Force of the Imperial Fist for the Warhammer 40,000 Christmas box set. So this box set comes with, first here in the middle, we have Tor Garadon. He's an HQ, going to be leading the force. And then we have 3 squads of Heavy Intercessors, as well as 1 squad of Aggressors as well. So not a ton of diversity in this set, but not necessarily bad. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so just getting started, Tor Garadon. He doesn't have any options. He has 135 points. He has a little bit of shooting. He's very strong in melee, but realistically, he puts out some pretty solid buffs. All of the core within 6 inches are going to have reroll 1s to hit, which is definitely very nice. He also has a command phase ability where he can give 1 unit +1 to hit as well. So again, for ranged attacks, very, very strong. And then also has some buffs against like buildings and vehicles for his damage. So strong character, cool overall model, and 135 points makes sense to have him in there. Next we have the Heavy Intercessors. So you have 3 boxes of Heavy Intercessors or 3 squads of 5. You're going to have the option between essentially their assault gun, their rapid fire gun, and their heavy gun. The main difference being you get 3 shots, 2 shots, or 1 shot, but then the strength, AP, and damage decreases as you get the more shots. So essentially, if you have the 3 shots, you get no AP and 1 damage. But if you use the heavy version, you'll get less shots, but you're going to have higher AP and damage. So in this case, the Imperial Fist Chapter Tactic buffs their heavy weapons specifically. So it makes a lot of sense to take the heavy selection. So if you take the Executioner and then also 1 in every 5 can take a heavy bolter or variant, in this case a heavy bolter, heavy executioner, that's going to give your squad roughly 140 to 155 points, depending on what buffs you give them, etc. Overall, I think the best thing to do is probably take 1 or 2 of the heavy weapons, and then take 1 squad, maybe with the rapid fire or the 3 shots, just to kind of get a little more volume of fire. Speaking of volume of fire, the 3 aggressors are key as well. You have the option to take either their Bolt Storm gauntlets or Flame Storm gauntlets. The flame weapons are nice because you get a lot of auto hits but have less range. And then if you do take the Bolt Storm gauntlets, they also include the frag launchers as well. So that is an extra 5 points for those. So the squad's going to cost between 120 and 135. I think take the Bolt Storm gauntlets and the frag launchers. A little extra firepower, a little extra range. But they do pack a punch if anything gets close. So the way you're basically going to use this is you have to essentially stay back, kind of outshoot your opponent, hold down objectives, and then when they come close to you, use Tor Garadon and the aggressors to essentially stop any close combat threats. So here we have the full box set with the total point cost is 675 to 720. So you don't have a ton of variation here. Obviously you could combine squads or drop out. It is a solid starting force with 3 troop choices and then also a strong captain, and then of course a little extra punch from the aggressors. This is going to give you a patrol detachment, 1 HQ, 1 elite, and 3 troops. But we know as soon as you can get a second HQ in there, you can switch it over into a battalion, and that really opens you up to take a bunch. Now, would you get multiples of this set? You could technically get multiples of the set, but I don't think there's ever a world where you're going to want 6 squads of Heavy Intercessors, and you definitely can't take 2 Tor Garadons. The extra aggressors wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but the truth is there's no reason to get multiples of this box. And then finally the Combat Patrol. So the question is, does this go well with the Combat Patrol? I think it does. I think it pairs real nice with the Combat Patrol. So let's take a look at that. So here we have the Space Marine Combat Patrol. There's quite a few different options for the Combat Patrols. There's some that are dedicated like Blood Angels or Dark Angels, Space Wolves, etc. This is the generic one here. There's an argument to be made that some of the other ones will be good as well, but I think this one overall pairs the best for Imperial Fist. So this includes the Impulsor Transport, a Phobos Lieutenant, 10 Infiltrators, 3 Suppressors, and 3 Eliminators. Overall, it's a good box. It has quite a bit of diversity in it, but most importantly, it has an HQ, which is going to give us the ability to take a battalion. And then it also offers a little bit of mobility, which you don't have in the rest of the force. The infiltrators can start ahead on the board, so that gives you a little extra speed or perceived speed. And then they can also block out deep striking. And then obviously your heavy intercessors can kind of stand back and outshoot things. The eliminators go well with that. Also gives you the ability to snipe characters or potentially shoot at some weakened targets, and same with the suppressors as well. So overall, I think this is a pretty nice setup. It does go pretty nice with the box set and gives you a little bit of diversity. Now, the main argument would be that you're kind of missing some hard-hitting units, some strong shooting, which is definitely key for a shooting army like this. So when we look at the combined, it's going to come out to roughly the combat patrol and the Christmas box, 1280 to 1360. So it's a nice army. You definitely have a nice 1,000 points you could make pretty easily. But realistically, at this point in time, you're probably looking to expand onto this and kind of fill some of the gaps. So you don't have a ton of speed. The transport obviously helps you a little with that. The infiltrators help you a little with that. I think probably something like a bike chaplain could be key for this army. It's going to give you the ability to kind of move around and put himself where he needs to be. He's also strong synergy character and very strong on his own. Next, you might want to consider a tech marine, depending if you're going with a more of a vehicle build or not. If you're doing a tech marine, obviously he's going to be able to repair your vehicles. Arguably, if you're going the other route and you were going to do mostly infantry, you could go with a apothecary instead, bringing people back or healing models that are damaged. Centurions go really well with the Imperial Fist. They're expensive, but they're a core unit, and they go well with an apothecary also. Also, you could consider, if you were going to go the vehicle route, possibly a Redemptor Dreadnought or maybe Repulsor Executioners. The Redemptor is nice because it's going to give you a little extra combat as well. The Repulsor shoots a little bit better. Overall, I think this is a good start actually for an Imperial Fist army. Unfortunately, they're not that strong in the meta right now. They're going to have a lot of tough matchups out there. But the truth is, as long as you're playing an army that you like, that's all that really matters. I think there's some viability to this build. I'm not sure that this is ideal though. To tell you the truth, just kind of starting off with this box set is not really ideal for Imperial Fists in my opinion. The heavy intercessors are good, but they're pricey and they don't really dish out a ton of fire. So to tell you the truth, this whole box set I would say is a pass. If you really were excited for the Imperial Fist and you went with this box set and you put the combat patrol with it, I think you would be in an okay spot, and you could definitely add into it to make this an enjoyable army and fun. You're probably going to struggle with a lot of matchups, and this may not be the most fulfilling army that you could go with. So my final decision on this one, I have to say this one is a pass for me, but there's definitely some play to it. Now, what if you were going to pick up this set and then play a different army than Imperial Fist? Well, you know, Tor Garadon is the only specific model to this, and then there is an upgrade frame and some decals as well that you would not use. But overall, it seems like it would be a decent discount over just buying 3 squads of heavy intercessors and some aggressors. But I'm just not sure how many people out there are really looking for this. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Check out the other videos where we break down all of the other box sets. And if you're new to the channel, we do daily reactions, reviews, and news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials. Make sure to check out the playlist. And then everything from Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and some Horus Heresy as well. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.